The Witcher 3 might be getting new DLC, and honestly, this could be way closer than we expected. So a new report just came out saying that CD Projekt Red has been experimenting with a desert map set in the mysterious land of Zerrikania. And if you know Witcher lore, you already know why this is a big deal. Now, IGN specifically tried to clarify whether this was still an active concept or if it was just some old prototype that got scrapped a long time ago. But either way, at this point, it really feels like some kind of Witcher 3 DLC is happening, because this report didn't come from a random source. It came from IGN Poland, which is basically CD Projekt Red's home turf. So yeah, this isn't just Haunternet rumors. This is coming from people who are way closer to the studio and the local industry. According to the article, CD Projekt Red has been sitting on the idea of a desert region for a long time, and the report suggests the studio wanted to do something radically different from what we've already seen in The Witcher 3. And when you think about it, that makes total sense, because look at the base game of Witcher 3. You had the war-torn countryside of Velen, you had the huge city life of Novigrad, and then you had the cold, harsh islands of Skellige. Every region had a very specific vibe. Muddy swamps, political chaos, snowy mountains, Viking-style seas. So if CD Projekt Red wanted to make a DLC that felt fresh, a desert setting would be the biggest change possible. Now, the article was originally written in Polish, and when fans translated it into English, one part really stood out. It basically said that signals were reaching them that the team was fascinated by going in a completely different direction than the icy north. And the report says there were strong indications that CD Projekt Red was interested in exploring Zerrikania. Now, if you're not super deep into Witcher lore, let me explain what Zerrikania actually is. Zerrikania is this mysterious land in the far east of the Witcher world, and it's one of the major regions we've never really seen properly in the games. It's often described as a land of scorching sun, dangerous wildlife, and creatures that feel totally different from what Geralt usually deals with. In the lore, it's said to have beasts like tigers, antelopes, and of course even dragons. So yeah, if CD Projekt Red actually made a desert DLC set there, it wouldn't just be more Witcher 3, it would feel like a completely new experience. Now, IGN was very careful in how they worded everything, because they know how fast Witcher fans can turn one small rumor into a full hype train. And they basically said, look, we have to remember that many years have passed since we first heard about this potential desert DLC. And in game development, concepts change all the time. They also mentioned that CD Projekt Red's internal plans could have changed multiple times. Like maybe the folder that was labeled Zerrikania got replaced with something else, that like Covert or something completely different. So they were basically saying, don't take this as 100% confirmed yet. But here's the thing, even if it's not confirmed as the final setting, the report still suggests that a desert map exists in some form inside internal files or design documents. And that alone is huge, because it means CD Projekt Red at least explored the idea seriously, and it wasn't just some random fan dream. Now, the big question everybody has is, why would they release expensive DLC for an 11-year-old game? Like, why now? Why after all this time? Especially when CD Projekt Red already has multiple projects going on, and they're clearly busy with the future of the franchise. And honestly, I think the only answer that makes sense is this. This DLC could be a narrative bridge between The Witcher 3 and The Witcher 4. Because Witcher 4 is coming, and if it starts with Ciri already established as this fully experienced monster slayer, it might feel kinda unearned. Like, imagine Witcher 4 opens and Ciri is already this perfect, legendary Witcher level fighter, and we never got to actually experience the journey that got her there. That would feel like we skipped something important. But if CD Projekt Red releases one final Witcher 3 expansion that acts like a bridge, something that builds up Ciri, shows her growth, shows the world changing, and sets up the next chapter, then suddenly it makes way more sense why they would go back to Witcher 3 after so many years. And let's be real, Witcher 3 is still one of the most popular RPGs ever made. People still buy it, replay it, mod it, and talk about it like it came out yesterday. So, from a business standpoint, dropping a big DLC expansion would be a guaranteed win. It would bring the game back into the spotlight, it would bring players back, and it would also build hype for Witcher 4 in the best way possible. Now let's talk about the release timing, because that's where things get really interesting. The report suggests the release window could be May 2026. And if that date is real, then an announcement could be coming sooner than people think. Because CD Projekt Red's next earnings call is in late March, and that's a perfect time for a business-style announcement to investors. Like, even if they don't show gameplay or a trailer, they could easily say something like, Witcher 3 will receive additional content. That's the type of thing that sounds good in an earnings call, because it's a guaranteed way to boost sales and engagement. So yeah, if this is real, late March could be the moment we hear something official. And honestly, at this point, a Witcher 3 DLC feels kind of inevitable. Maybe it won't be the massive expansion some people are imagining, but I do think we're getting something. And if it really is Zerrikania, that could be one of the coolest settings CD Projekt Red has ever done. A desert Witcher expansion with brand new creatures, brand new vibes, and a region we've never seen in the games before. That would be insane. But let me know what you think. Do you want Witcher 3 to get one last big DLC, and would you rather see Zerrikania, or do you want them to explore a different region like Kovir? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more Witcher news and updates, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.